Sometimes the most painful stories aren't about betrayal. And not even about goodbye. They're about almost. Almost loved. Almost stayed. Almost became everything to each other. But something went wrong. There are no perfect people here. No right decisions. Just moments that change everything. Almost love, stories you don't just hear. You feel. Put your headphones on. And listen with your heart. She said it meant nothing. But it meant everything. I wasn't supposed to see the message. It just popped up on her phone while she was in the shower. A simple notification. Just one line. I missed last night. My heart didn't break. Not yet. At first, I just stared at the screen, trying to convince myself it wasn't what it looked like. Maybe it was old. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't even for her. But deep down, I already knew. Because people don't say last night by accident. We had been together for almost 3 years. Not perfect. But real. We had routines. Sunday. Late night movies. Her on my lap while she scrolled through her phone. I thought we were okay. Not amazing, but safe. And sometimes, safe feels like love. When she came out of the shower, everything looked the same. Same smile. Same soft voice. Hey, you okay? I nodded. And that was the moment I made a decision I would regret. I didn't ask her. Not then. I smiled back. Like nothing happened. But something inside me had already changed. You can't unsee a message like that. It sits in your chest. Quiet, but heavy. That night, she fell asleep next to me like always. And I stayed awake. Looking at the ceiling. Thinking about every moment we had. Trying to find the exact place where things went wrong. But love doesn't break in one moment. It cracks slowly. Until one day you finally hear it. The next day, I couldn't take it anymore. I asked her. Simple. Who texted you yesterday? She paused. Just for a second. But that second told me everything. Just a friend, she said. A friend. Yeah. Of course. Because I missed last night is exactly what friends say. I wanted to believe her. God. I really did. Because the truth? The truth destroys everything. And lies. Sometimes they let you breathe a little longer. Days passed. But I started noticing things. Small things. She smiled at her phone more. Turned the screen away. Took longer showers. And suddenly, I felt like a stranger in my own relationship. One night, I did something I'm not proud of. I checked her phone. Yeah. Call me insecure. Call me wrong. But when your heart feels like it's drowning, you don't think clearly. And there it was. Messages. Photos. Plans. Not just one night. Not just a mistake. It had been going on for weeks. I didn't cry. Not immediately. I just sat there, holding her phone. Feeling completely empty. Like someone had erased everything we were. She walked into the room and froze. She saw the phone in my hand. And she knew. Silence. Heavy. Painful. Unavoidable. I can explain. Of course. There's always an explanation. It didn't mean anything. That line. That one line. It hits different when you've given someone everything. Didn't mean anything? Then what did we mean? I looked at her. Really looked. And for the first time in years, I didn't recognize her. If it meant nothing, why didn't you stop? She didn't answer. Because there is no answer. Tears started falling down her face. But it felt too late. Not fake. Just useless. You ever notice how people cry more when they get caught than when they hurt you? I was confused, she said. Confused. Yeah. That word again. Love doesn't get confused. People do. I wanted to scream. Break something. Ask a million questions. But instead, I just said, "Why didn't you just tell me you were done?" She looked at me like I just said something crazy. Because in her mind, she wasn't done. That's the part that hurts the most. She wanted both. Me and him. Safety. And excitement. Love, and something new. And somehow, I became the backup plan. In my own relationship. That night, I packed a bag. Not everything. Just enough to leave. She stood there crying. Asking me to stay. Saying she would fix it. That it was a mistake. But here's the truth nobody tells you. A mistake happens once. A choice happens every day. And she chose him. Again and again. I stopped at the door. Looked back one last time. 3 years. Just standing there behind me. I loved you, I said. Past tense. She broke down. But I didn't. Not anymore. I walked out. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something strange. Not happiness. Not relief. But clarity. Because sometimes, the worst thing that can happen to you is also the thing that finally wakes you up. Weeks passed. Then months. I heard she was still with him. Then I heard they broke up. Then, silence. One night, I got a message. From her. I'm sorry. I really lost something real. I stared at the screen. For a long time. And you know what? She was right. She did lose something real. But so did I. Not just her. But the version of myself that believed love was enough. I didn't reply. Not because I hated her. But because I finally understood something. Closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you. When you decide to stop looking back. Some loves don't end with a fight. Or a goodbye. They end the moment you realize you deserved better all along. And maybe that's what almost love really is. Not something that was broken. But something that was never truly whole. If you've ever been there, you know. And if you haven't, I hope you never will.